Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like na 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 na. For my top 10, top 10, na 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 na. This one's for my top 10.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something greater inside you as well. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So get ready to be confident, stop saying I can't, and find the right mentors with Dan Lok and my take on his top 10 rules of success, volume 14, to give you the confidence, motivation, and belief that you need. Okay, let's kick it off with rule #1. Don't use hope as a strategy.
The most dangerous word that you could use day to day is the word hope. Hope, this word keeps you poor. Think about it. When I talk to an entrepreneur, when I ask them, so what exactly is your marketing strategy? They might say something like, well, Dan, my marketing strategy is I build my business through word of mouth, through referrals. And I always reply, you mean hope? You see, hope is not a strategy. Most people, they hope to grow their business. They hope to get referrals. They hope to generate more income. They hope to have more free time. They hope to start their business. They hope they'll get bank financing for their investments. They hope. Hope is not a strategy. You see, successful people, we don't use hope as a strategy because the minute you use the word hope, what you're saying is you have no power, you have no control over the outcome. Well, I hope it works. I hope this works out. Now, it's one thing to say, hey, I hope you like this video. That's okay. But whenever you say, I hope when you give away that responsibility, you also give away that power. You have no control, you have no choice. When you have no choice, when you have no control, when you have no power, when you cannot decide, you cannot take action and you cannot make that happen.
Rule #2, know how to close.
Michael Gerber from E-Myth talks about this. Most people, they're actually not entrepreneurs. They are technicians suffering from an entrepreneurial seizure, meaning that they are very good at the technical work, at the thing, but they don't understand how the business works. They do not know how to sell. See, the #1 skill that you need as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, is the ability to close. If you don't close sales, you will not bring in revenue. And with no revenue, you don't have a business. And yet, most people, they get into business without developing that skill set. Most people don't know how to communicate. Fewer know how to sell, almost no one knows how to close. When you can close anyone at any time, it means that you have the ability to generate revenue at any moment. Then you can create revenue for your company. And that is the #1 skill that you need to make sure that your business is successful.
Rule #3, be confident.
Successful people are confident in their abilities. You see, the two biggest enemies to success: #1, self-doubt; #2, fear of the unknown. We struggle with self-doubt. We worry, are we ready for this? Are we good enough? Do we actually have what it takes to succeed? Confidence is nothing more than believing in yourself. And believing in yourself is nothing more than doing the things that you once didn't believe that you could do. You see, confidence comes from competence. It's easy to believe in yourself when everyone believes in you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about believing in yourself when you're not ready. Believing in yourself when no one believes you. Believing in yourself when everyone doubts you that you cannot do it, that you cannot make it, that you don't have what it takes. That is when you need to develop that unshakable self-confidence, that believe that you can do it. And confidence is not the same as arrogance. You see, arrogance is thinking that you're above everybody else. Confidence is knowing that no one is above you. Do you feel confident enough in your own abilities that you can do what it takes? Are you willing to bet on yourself? Not just words, but action. How often you invest in yourself? Are you willing to put everything you have on the line for your goals and for your dreams? Do you bet on yourself or do you procrastinate? Do you hesitate? Are you a perfectionist? Do you suffer from paralysis analysis?
Rule number 4, stop saying I can't.
I can't do it, right? I can't, I don't have time, or I can't afford it. You see, the minute you use the word can't, your brain stops working, stops looking for solutions. The minute you use I can't, well, that's it, I can't do it, right? It robs you of your potential. It robs you of the possibility. Instead, ask yourself, how can I? See, when people say to me, well, I can't start my business, or I can't develop that high income skill, or I can't do that side hustle, or I can't whatever. I always tell them, does that mean that you don't want to do it, or does that mean you don't know how to do it? Because we all have the ability, we can all do something if we want to. Could you do it if you really, really, really want to? Of course you could. So the question is not I can't, is either you don't want to and that's perfectly fine, then don't say I can't, just say I don't want to. When your friends ask you to go out, and says, well, I can't tonight. Don't say I can't, just say, you know what, I've got other commitments. I don't want to go. Just tell them I don't want to go. This is not something I want to do. Or maybe next time, right? Decide, commit. When you say, well, I can't, does that mean you don't know how to do it? Because you could go get the how-to. There's so much how-to on the internet. You could go find a way, you can take a program, go to an event, learn from a mentor, do something. You have the ability. So replace that word can't with either how can I, or hey, you know what, I can do it. I can start that business. I can learn that skill. I can learn from a mentor, right? I can quit that job. I can go on that vacation. You've got so much more potential if you just believe in yourself.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The link to join is in the description below.
There's a problem with young people. You're not good at anything. Oh, I'm so good. No, tell me the truth. You're not good at anything.
After you practice martial art, you develop this natural self-confidence. Not cockiness, but you develop this natural self-confidence.
Remember this. Your business is always a reflection of you.
Rule number 5, invest in yourself first.
Let's take for example that you want to start a Shopify store. Yes, it kind of doesn't cost you a lot, but the inventory costs you money. So you invest the last few $1,000s you have. You go all into this particular venture. Hopefully that it will work. My question is, what if it doesn't work? What if the product doesn't sell? You put all your life savings, the little bit of money that you have into it, and then now what? What do you do? Where do you go from here? You see, instead of doing that and putting all your eggs in one basket, the best thing you can do is start investing in yourself first. Invest in a skill set that you can deliver to the marketplace in exchange of money. This dramatically lowers your risk. And then when that is working, then you can start your business.
Rule number 6, embrace failures.
Successful people embrace failures. Do you embrace failures, or do you take failures personally? You see, successful people, they are ridiculously positive about their future. They always speak positively about their future, where things are going, as if it's already happened. Even though there's no way that it could happen, they believe in themselves, right? They have positive expectations about their future. Walt Disney was fired by a news editor saying that he had no imagination and no creativity. Steven Spielberg was rejected 3 times by film school before getting his huge break. Colonel Sanders, at the age of 56, got rejected 1,000 times for his recipe before a restaurant picks it up. You will notice the most successful people in any field, they are usually the ones who have failed more than anybody else. You see the difference between a successful person and everyone else? It's not a lack of strength, it's not a lack of knowledge, it's a lack of will. Winston Churchill said it best, success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm.
Rule number 7, get more customers.
You want to get more customers. We all want more customers so we can generate more revenue. Now, it depends on your business type. You might have a two-step process, meaning you may not get a customer directly. It may not be a direct sales scenario. It could be a two-step process where you actually generate a lead. Maybe you generate a lead online and then you convert that lead into a sale, right? It's a two-step process. So you have the lead generation process and then you have the conversion process. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is that's what you focus on. That's what most entrepreneurs focus on. How do I get more customers? The challenge is if you have been in business for any length of time, that the biggest payoff, sometimes the highest paid leverage points that you have within your business may not be getting more customers because it costs a lot of money to acquire customers nowadays, right? When you're running traffic, when you're doing any kind of advertising, it costs a lot of money to acquire that first initial customer. If you are a startup, yes, then focus on getting customers because you need customers to survive. But if you have been in business for a while, then I want you to consider some of the other ways to increase your revenue, to grow your business.
Rule number 8, be on the right path.
What I'm doing right now, right? This path, is it gonna get me there, right? If you are working at a minimum wage job and you say you wanna make 6 figures a year, you wanna make, $250,000 a year, well, what are the chances of whatever you're doing right now that would get you there, right? And if not, doesn't matter what you do. It's just, that's the wrong path because this path will never get you there.
Rule number 9, find the right mentors.
When you're watching someone's video, when you are following someone on social media, to me, that is learning, but that's not mentorship. Mentorship is much more intimate. It's much more special. It's not just watching someone passively. So to me, there are a lot of people that you could learn from, and I learned from a lot of people over the years. I mean, I read so many books and I attend so many workshops and every lunch and dinner and all these people that are business people that I interact with, I learn from them. I hear their stories, I hear their struggles, I hear about their best practices. However, when it comes to mentoring, when it comes to having a mentor, I've only had really now up to this point in my life, 3 mentors in my life. First one, his name is Alan. Alan's my very first mentor. He taught me marketing and copywriting, right? If you've watched my video, you know that. Second, and it's been my mentor since I was 20, in my early 20s, gave me my opportunity, right, to work for him for 1 year for next to nothing. Really, is working for free, but I learned a tremendous amount from him. And he gave me the opportunity. He gave me a chance, right? He believed in me when no one believed in me. My second mentor, Dan Pena, the $50 billion man, right? You might have seen him on YouTube. In fact, I'm going to visit him in Scotland in a couple months. And he was here. If you saw my videos, my interview with him. So he's been my mentor for more than a decade now. That's my second mentor. And my third mentor, my new mentor, Mr. Dwayne Clark. And Dwayne is a super successful man with great values. And so that's my third mentor. So really, I learn from everybody, but when it comes to selecting that right mentor, I'm very, very selective. I want to pick someone that I could learn from for a long time. Because most people, when they pick someone, they see someone on YouTube, they see someone on social media, I want to learn from that person, I want to learn from that person, I want to learn from that person. Well, the problem with that approach is, think of it like martial art. Imagine you are learning, you're taking a lesson, you want to learn boxing this week. Next week, then you learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then the week after you learn Chinese Kung Fu, and then the next month you learn something else. You'll never get good at it. You never get good at anything because you're jumping from one thing to another. Make sense?
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is value yourself.
Work for free? Are you a f***ing idiot? Moron. Well, that's one way to handle it when someone asks you to work for free, or can I pay you later when you get results for them? But you can do it better than that. You can deal with the objection with finesse. Keyword of the day, comment below. What's the word? Finesse. It's like Tai Chi. You want to redirect. Don't fight force with force, redirect. Now remember, I used to get this objection quite a bit when I was younger, when I was just starting out in my career, right? When I don't have a track record, then people would ask me, well, Dan, I would pay you later when I get results, or let's try this out, or can you work for free? Like, what the f, am I like a volunteer, right? I'm a business person here. So what do you do when you get that kind of objection? So I'm gonna give you a couple ways to handle this, okay? If you enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up. Remember, if you watch a lot of my other videos, I think you'll love this video as well. So here we go. Number one, it's easier to handle that with some kind of a metaphor and some kind of a question, right? A series of questions, and paint a picture in their mind. So when they say, hey, so can you work for free? You might say something like, hey, Mr. Prospect, let me ask you a question here. Let's say you want to buy a Porsche, and you walk up to a Porsche dealership and you say, you know what, I want to take this Porsche here home, and I'm going to drive it for a month and just see how I like it, right? And then maybe come back and maybe I'll pay you. Now, if you are the car dealership, you're the owner of this car dealership, what are you going to say to a prospect like that? Well, I'm going to say, no, that's not how it works. Oh, no, you're like a stupid idiot. Exactly, right? So that's a very powerful way of using a metaphor to handle it. Another way that I've used a metaphor, this is kind of an interesting one. I would say, hey, Mr. Prospect, let me ask you a question. Have you ever eaten in a restaurant before? Yeah, right? So can you walk up to the restaurant owner and say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna have the meal here, and after the meal, I'm gonna go home. I'm not gonna pay, I'm gonna go home and see how I do in the bathroom and see how I like it, what kind of bow movement I have. And then when I come back, I'll see if I want to pay. Is that how it works? No, that's not how it works at all, right? Like, so there are different ways you can handle it. In a sarcastic but also firm and respectful way, basically telling them indirectly that you value your time. You're telling your prospect that you value your skills and expertise, right? Now, in the beginning, maybe you do have to do a little bit of work pro bono to get some experience. That's not what I'm talking about. Here, we're talking about closing and asking for money up front, right? We're signing a deal, we're signing an agreement, and we're trying to close a deal right here or right now.
Now I've got a special bonus clip from Dan on how to have even more confidence that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1. What are 3 activities you can do to help you value yourself more? Number 2, what do you need to stop saying I can't to? And number 3, who are 2 mentors you've learned from that you need to surround yourself more with? Now, if you like this video and you're gonna take some immediate action after watching it, give me that hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
A confident person comes from the point of view, I can learn from everybody. What can I learn from this person? They have humility, they are humble. They're learning, okay, wow, that person's more, I can learn from everybody. Not trying to compete and all this stuff, like just learn, right? This person is getting more results. What can I learn from this person, right? Not just coming from all insecurity and puff of your chest, oh, I'm so good, I'm this and that. It's not about that kind of stuff. So confidence, why is it such a powerful persuasion secret? Because at this age, a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace. I've said this on YouTube, I'll share that with you again. Most of the time, for what we're selling certainty, write it down, in an uncertain world. We're selling certainty in an uncertain world. I don't care what product services you're selling. I want us to think about this, it's very critical. We're selling certainty in an uncertain world. And part of how you can give people certainty, you feel confident about what you offer. You feel confident about the results you can produce, about the work that you do, about the value you deliver, about the impact you could have. That's confidence. Most people have low confidence or no confidence because their stuff is no good. They're not good at what they do. They don't deliver a lot of value. They don't deliver results. Of course they have no confidence. Hi, this is Dan Lok.
If you're a fan of Evan's work, if you want to know exactly how to model my success, I want to invite you to join me for a special online training. All you have to do is click on the link below. You can join me for absolutely no charge. So click on the link below and I will see you in class.
And if you want more Dan Lok, check out the top 50 rules video I made on him. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
The more you try to chase the money, I want to make the money, I want to make the money. You can see these people, they're so desperate, they don't make money. You don't make money. If your life stinks, it's your fault.